The universe works in mysterious ways, and the law of cause and effect is no exception. Every action we take has a corresponding reaction, whether positive or negative. Injustice and wrongdoing may appear to go unpunished at times, but they will eventually face consequences that match their actions. No one can escape the universal laws of justice. Every sin carries its own punishment. It's only a matter of time before it catches up with them. The reality of life is that we come into this world alone and leave it alone, and the consequences of our actions are solely ours to bear. Oftentimes, the most terrifying aspect of deception is when it goes unnoticed, as its potential to undermine us is far greater than when revealed. Slowly but surely, it eats away at our confidence, leaving us vulnerable with no solid ground to stand on. Our fate is not determined by chance, but rather by the actions we take. This is the essence of karma. It may seem like karma takes its time, but it always catches up with us eventually. It's important to be mindful of our actions and their consequences because karma can be unforgiving. A wise man knows that seeking revenge only creates more pain and negativity in life. Instead, he chooses to move forward from difficult situations and trust that karma will do its job in due time. It's important to hold on to the values of loyalty and trust in a relationship. If someone cheats, it shows their lack of commitment and appreciation for the relationship. Remember that true love is built on honesty and respect, not on excuses or justifications for poor behavior. Choose a partner who values you enough to prioritize your happiness above all else, and who won't make you question whether or not you can trust them. Experiencing betrayal is a deeply painful and heart-wrenching situation, especially when it comes from someone who you thought was both a true friend and a romantic partner. I understand the magnitude of your pain and empathize with you. While it may be difficult to trust in karma at this very moment, know that with time, the hurt will lessen and healing will begin. Give yourself the time you need to heal, and don't hesitate to reach out for support if ever needed. Karma operates in puzzling yet undeniable ways, ensuring that justice is served sooner or later. It can be tempting to plot revenge when someone has wronged you, but it's important to remember that karma always catches up with those who cause harm. Instead of focusing your energy on retribution, take comfort in the fact that their actions will have consequences. How people treat you is a reflection of their own character, and how you react is a testament to yours. Choose happiness and moving on as the ultimate payback, and let the universe take care of the rest. The power of karma is undeniably great. What you put out into the world is what you receive in return. Instead of harboring hate towards anyone, I choose to spread positivity and good energy wherever I go. Life itself is a reflection of the actions we take. If we do wrong, we will undoubtedly face negative consequences. Therefore, it's always important to treat everyone with respect and kindness, regardless of their age or gender. We can all relate to the feeling of receiving a bad betrayal at some point in our lives. However, it's important to keep in mind that we're all in this together, and what goes around comes around eventually. Instead of letting one negative experience destroy your trust in others, take it as an opportunity to be more cautious and resilient. Remember, karma has a way of kicking us all in the butt, but it also rewards those who persevere with inner strength and grace. It's crucial not to let anyone take away what rightfully belongs to you. If we don't heal from past wounds, it can lead to further pain and heartbreak. It's important to remember that our actions have consequences. Like a rubber band stretched too far, eventually it snaps back with a vengeance. So take the time to heal before jumping into another relationship, and be mindful of how you treat others as well. Relinquishing control of someone or something doesn't necessarily imply a lack of concern. It's simply acknowledging that the only thing that we can truly manage is our own self. However, avoiding facing a difficult situation from the past can have adverse effects, as it may catch up to us eventually and confront us on its own terms. Karma is a fundamental principle that governs our actions and their consequences, whether positive or negative. It underscores the idea that our actions have ripple effects, for better or for worse. It's crucial to recognize that we should not impose our assistance on those who haven't requested it. Interfering with their karma will only result in negative consequences, ultimately leading to a never-ending spiritual battle from which you'll end up losing. Karma is like a trusted friend who effortlessly takes care of all the tough situations, leaving you free to focus on what really matters. It's natural to worry about the future, especially when it comes to karma. If you feel like you're using up a lot of good karma now, it can be concerning to think about what might happen later on. But don't stress too much. As long as you continue to act with kindness and compassion towards others, there's no reason to fear any potential karmic backlash in the future. Keep doing good and trust that it will all work out in the end. Some of your childhood would be marred by a complicated family dynamic that included some eccentric members, leaving you feeling like you had drawn the short straw. However, looking back, you might realize that this unique upbringing provided you with endless material to draw from. In the end, one cannot escape their fate or karma, but through challenges come opportunities for growth and creativity. The concept of karma is fascinating as it establishes a deep spiritual connection between seemingly unrelated events. It's intriguing to see how one action can lead to another, resulting in a chain of events that can change one's life forever. Even though the correlation might not be apparent initially, karma has its way of manifesting itself physically and guiding us towards our destiny. It's important to remember that every action has consequences, especially when it comes to causing harm to others. If you inflict pain on any living creature, the negative effects will eventually catch up with you. So it's wise to be mindful of your actions and always strive to treat all living beings with kindness and compassion. After all, what goes around comes around. Let's make sure we sow seeds of positivity instead of negativity. The unfortunate reality was that children were often made to believe that their mistreatment was a result of their past karma, which led them to feel helpless and resigned. However, it's important to recognize that the choices we make have consequences, both positive and negative. Once we act, those consequences will inevitably follow us, making it all the more crucial to choose our actions wisely. The law of karma is a powerful force that governs our lives. Once you fully comprehend its impact, you'll realize that every aspect of your life is influenced by it. Instead of seeking revenge, karma teaches us to be responsible for our actions and their consequences. By doing so, we create positive energy, and the universe will reciprocate with equal kindness towards us. Cheating may appear to be a quick fix for achieving desired outcomes, whether it's in academics or relationships. However, the reality is that such actions typically lead to negative repercussions. As the saying goes, he who plots mischief for others ultimately brings harm upon himself. It's important to weigh the long-term consequences before taking any dishonest or deceitful actions. Our deeds are the most significant possessions we have, as they shape our present and future. There's no escaping the outcomes of our actions. They define our existence. Our decisions form the foundation of who we are today. Karma is a powerful force that operates in two ways. If we choose to do good, it will bring us joy and contentment. But if we act selfishly and irresponsibly, it will result in pain and grief. It's a well-known fact that karma spares no one. No matter how powerful or successful you are, the consequences of your actions will catch up with you eventually. To repeat, in life, what goes around always comes back around. So it's better to treat others with kindness and respect if you want to avoid the repercussions of negative behavior in the future. Those who cheat may believe they have won something, but in reality, they have lost a lot. They live in constant fear of being betrayed themselves, which can lead to a life full of mistrust and anxiety. Some may call it poetic justice, but I believe it's simply karma at work. A truly good man doesn't need to cheat because his priority is taking care of and satisfying the woman he loves. He values her needs and desires, making sure she always has everything she deserves. It's unfortunate if you believe it's acceptable to cause me pain, as karma always has my back and won't hesitate to deliver its sweetest form of vengeance. Men may not receive everything they deserve in life, but they'll undoubtedly face consequences for their actions. So think twice before inflicting harm, as the universe has a way of balancing things out. Betrayal hurts, doesn't it? But keep in mind that the one who truly suffered from your actions is none other than yourself. It's simply karma at work. The pain of betrayal is a clear sign that you've been wronged. Remember, people always reap what they sow and pay for their actions, even if it means paying the price for their own self-destruction. The price people pay for their actions is simply the life they lead. It's not enough to judge someone by their intentions alone, but by their track record of actions. Karma is a force to be reckoned with. Those who delight in hurting others will ultimately be left penniless and friendless, as the natural law of karma takes its course. It's a universal truth that people who hurt others eventually face their own downfall. And if you're fortunate enough, you get to witness it. Betraying a faithful partner is a heinous act, and karma ensures that the betrayer ends up with someone they truly deserve, someone terrible who treats them exactly how they've treated others. Remember, cheating on another person is highly disrespectful and utterly contemptible. It's always wise to end a relationship that doesn't bring happiness before moving on to another one. Remember, karma can be unpredictable, and it's better to avoid any negative energy. Be honest in your relationships and treat others the way you want to be treated. A healthy relationship requires mutual respect and trust, so cheating is never an option. Take charge of your life and make positive choices towards a happy future with someone who truly values you. If you want to build strong connections, live by this golden rule. Every action has consequences. There are no meaningless affairs. Everything we do affects our lives in some way. The universal law of karma ensures that what you seed, the same you reap. So why not spread positivity and kindness? By doing good, you'll attract good things in return. On the other hand, if you choose to engage in negative behavior, expect negative outcomes as well, a fair punishment for your actions. Remember, the energy you put out into the world comes back to you tenfold. Make it count. It is said that those who create drama for themselves will eventually have to face the consequences of their actions. It's important to remember that our actions have a ripple effect, and what we put out into the world will come back to us in one way or another. So it's always better to approach situations with positivity and kindness instead of creating unnecessary drama. The notion of retribution for one's actions is not a new concept. It is said that the consequences of our wrongdoing do not come from external punishment, but rather through the internal burden we bear. As for those who cause harm, they should be prepared to face the repercussions of their deeds, whether it be through karma or otherwise. One may wonder if they would still act in the same manner if their actions were to instantly boomerang back on them. However, it is important to let go and trust in karma's ability to bring justice upon those who have wronged us. Remember, the ultimate satisfaction comes from living your own life well, while watching your enemy's fate unfold before you. Those who cause you harm will always reap what they sow in due course. The universe has a way of balancing things out, ensuring that everyone receives their just desserts sooner or later. Don't ever push a loyal friend to the point where they no longer care, because the repercussions can be severe. Karma is as fundamental as gravity, yet we seldom realize its profound impact on our lives. Although anger and revenge may seem like justifiable responses to being wronged, smart women know that karma will take care of the situation. Behaving terribly will only lead to a devastating fate when karma catches up with you. Rather than fearing God's judgment, it is best to be cautious of the consequences that come from our own actions. Remember, karma does not forgive those who behave badly, and it often hits hard in unexpected ways. If someone betrays you once, they are at fault for their own actions. Trust that karma will hold them responsible for their wrongdoing in due time. It's important to surround yourself with trustworthy people, but if you are betrayed more than once, it's time to take a closer look at the situation and your own choices. While no one deserves misery, sometimes life can have ups and downs. Remember that karma exists and will always ensure justice is served in due time. It's up to us to take responsibility for our actions and make positive changes in the world around us. The beautiful thing about karma is that the universe operates on a balanced system. Whatever you put out into the world, whether good or bad, will always come back to you. If you spread positivity and kindness, expect it to come back to you tenfold. The universe has a way of rewarding those who do good and punishing those who do otherwise. Embrace karma and watch as your actions manifest into abundance and success. The key to success is taking things slow and steady. Every action has a consequence, and it's important to always be mindful of the choices we make. However, when faced with negativity from others, the most powerful form of revenge is to simply move on and let karma take its course. So stay strong, stay focused, and trust that everything will work out in the end. One last advice to achieve your goal is ask more questions in your life. There's no need to strive for perfection all the time. You'll come up with some truly great questions, and a few that might not hit the mark, and that's perfectly fine. Remember, setting impossible standards will only hold you back from achieving your goals, so cut yourself some slack and keep moving forward. Many of us worry about being judged by others, but the truth is that people are not as critical as our inner critic makes us believe. Even if someone does respond in a negative way, it's important to remember that it likely has more to do with their personal struggles, rather than anything you did wrong. So don't let fear hold you back from asking simple questions and moving forward towards your goals. If you're feeling uneasy about asking questions, don't worry. It's simply a matter of getting into the habit of doing it more often. The more you ask questions, the less uncomfortable it will feel until it becomes a natural part of your daily life. So go ahead and ask questions in any setting to normalize this behavior for yourself. You'll soon find that it becomes second nature.